Alright, so let's talk about academic scholarships and why you should be careful about academic scholarships. And the thing with scholarships, especially academic scholarships, is schools want to entice you to come to their school. So I might have said this in the scholarship traps and scams, but if I did, great, it's worth saying it again. If I didn't, then this is good for you, is that it's not as important, if you're as a parent or as a student, it's not as important as how much money the school is giving you, but more of how much do you have to pay. So for example, let's say you're going to go to, NYU gives you a scholarship. They give you an academic scholarship, or they give you a scholarship, and it's a $20,000 scholarship that they want to give you to go to NYU. But then I don't know, Southern Connecticut college wants to give you $5,000 to go to Southern Connecticut. So you're excited, so you're like, well, wait a second, I want to go to NYU, it's very prestigious, I'm getting 20 grand, and Southern Connecticut's only giving me 5. Well, don't be fooled by that, because that doesn't matter. What really matters is how much do you still have to pay. So if you're getting $20,000 from NYU, but it's $50,000 a year, and you still have to pay 30 grand, but Southern Connecticut's giving you 5, but their tuition's only 15,000, and you only have to pay 10. Well, you're actually getting more money you're actually getting more money from that Southern Connecticut school, all right? Or I'm just making up names of schools. So point being is, don't get infatuated, but it feels good to say I'm getting $20,000 from NYU. Don't get infatuated with how much money they're giving you. Again, you need to know how much you have to pay and how many loans you're gonna have to take out and all that kind of stuff. So that's the first thing, just to be careful of as you're getting awarded money. Another thing, though, to put into consideration is the academic scholarship. And schools give out academic scholarships. They know the biggest transition for students is going from high school to the first year of college. They know the numbers, they know the statistics, they know 35% of students drop out in their freshman year. So what will happen is someone who's just very bright, that does well in high school, when they get to college, sometimes they don't have the study habits in place, or they're taking college level classes where they're not, and you might be like a really good student in high school, and they say, okay, all you gotta do is keep a 3.0 GPA, and you're like, I've got like a 3.8 GPA in high school, I could keep a 3.0 no problem. And you think you're going to be keeping your academic scholarship, and the first semester that you're taking engineering classes or calculus and expository writing, or if you end up with a 2.4 and you lose your scholarship. And so I've seen that happen many times, and especially it's not as matter as just your intelligence, it's just adjusting, and it's making the adjustment. There's a whole bunch of other things that are going to go into college, especially if the further away you're going to, now you're away from friends, you got to deal with making new friends, you just got all this stuff going on. I get laundry for my first time, I got to do that, how do I do that? And it just takes away from your studying, and they understand that, so they don't mind giving as much academic scholarships, because they know a lot of them, and I don't have any actual statistics on it, but I know a lot of students will lose their academic scholarship that first semester or the second semester. Secondly, you have to look for when you're dealing with academic scholarships, is it going to be a one-year academic scholarship, or is it multiple years? And so, because I've seen students who get that academic scholarship and they say, okay, I'm going to go to that school, and it's only a one-year scholarship. It's only for the first year, or the first 2 years. So you have to check that. You have to also see, is the scholarship, and these are questions you need to ask, are you awarding us money based on overall GPA or GPA in the major? Or do I have to stay in that major? If I change majors, what happens to the scholarship? So there's a lot of schools that want engineering, they want more engineering students, or they want more art students, or they want more whatever students. And so you go to the school and you get an academic scholarship, and then maybe you decide you don't want to do engineering, or you don't want to be a doctor anymore, or whatever. And you change, and now all of a sudden your scholarship is gone, and that was $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, or even $300. It doesn't matter how much it is, it's gone. Or it might be gone. So you have to check into that. If you lose your scholarship, it is very, no one wants to, just like no one wants to say they're going to fail out of class, no one wants to say I'm going to fail out of the first year of school, no one's going to say, I'm going to college to be part of the 53% that doesn't get a degree in 6 years. And so, point being is nobody says that, but 47% don't get the degree. So you have to be realistic about this, and you have to say, okay, if I was to lose my academic scholarship, all right, well, would I be able to still continue going to the school, or what would my backup plan be, or what would the plan be? And that's got to be a part of your financial planning as you're going into it. And it's great to get the money, and it's great if you're smart enough to get it, but understand that that's used as an enticement to get students to come, and then if you only have it for a year, or if you lose it, are you going to pay up more money to stay there, or are you going to have to leave and go to a different school? And understand the school might be giving it to you just because they say, hey, most of these people are going to get the academic scholarship, or give it to them, and then they're not going to want to leave the college, so the parents are just going to pony up some more money. So you got to be careful of all this stuff. Prepare for the worst, and work hard for the best. And so prepare for hey, what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? But work your tail off and keep your scholarship, keep your academic scholarship, and that's money. That's money for you. So not telling you not to take it, but just put these things into consideration as you make your plans for how you're paying for your school.